Hey everybody, Ace here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon WTF Moments. Today we are going to be looking at Ash Ketchum's first ever gym battle, so buckle up. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you hit the like button. Let's go for 1,000 likes on this video. Let's see if we can hit it today. Hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. And of course, as always, don't forget, use code ACE to save yourself some money on the lovely thing that is G Fuel. This is Hype Sauce. It's back in stock, boys. And it's so bloody good. Code ACE. But with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the WTF moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 5, Showdown in Pewter City. The episode starts with Jesse and James reciting the Team Rocket motto to themselves. Why? Team Rocket apparently learned their trap making skills from Wile E. Coyote. Team Rocket build their trap in the middle of the road, the most obvious place you would put a trap if you were trying to trap people you knew were going to be using the road, and then instantly forget where the trap is. It's in the middle of the road. It's obvious. Just stay at the side of the road and you'll be fine. Team Rocket, of course, falls into their own trap and are buried by enough dirt to completely fill the hole back in. Now, this must mean they used all the dirt they dug out to make the hole to cover the hole, but that would have left like an obvious mound of dirt in the middle of the road, which means that they didn't, which means that they dug the hole and then filled the hole in with the exact same amount of dirt, so there shouldn't be a hole for them to fall into.
Liam, I think you're forgetting that this is a kids show. It's not supposed to be realistic.
Well, that's obvious, but if I don't nitpick, I don't have a series. Direct quote from this mysterious stranger. Pewter City is grey. The color of stone. This town's always been famous for stone. Didn't ask. Oh, you get it? His name's Flint, like the stone. Flint, stone, Flint. Flint, yeah, we get it. What's your kid's name, Flint? Is it B-Rock? Nah, that'd be silly, wouldn't it? I don't mind that Flint sells rocks. You know, I respect the hustle. Do what you gotta do to survive. But what I do mind is these steps that obviously are public access way for people to get up and down this ledge. He's using them as his own personal shelf for his little makeshift shop he's got going on here. And that I don't stand for. That is ignorant. Flint charges Ash and Misty $2 for resting on his rocks. Honestly, just pay him and walk away, okay? He's probably insane, okay? Every town's got a Flint. Just get out of there. The Nurse Joy in Pewter City looks just like the Nurse Joy from Viridian City. Oh, it's because they're sisters. Of course, they're sisters. Sisters often look alike. They don't normally have the same name, though. God, that's so funny and quirky. It's not funny or quirky. It's an excuse for lazy writing and lazy animation. The Pokemon League Regional Championships marketing funds must have been very, very low, since that poster doesn't have a single Pokemon or even Pokemon trainer on it. And the types that are on there are the TCG types. They don't even have the video game types on there that the anime is based on. Exquisite job. Flint doesn't believe Ash can beat Brock and gives us the least convincing fake laugh in the history of anything ever. Ash says he doesn't need Misty's help in his gym battle with Brock. I'm just saying, mate, your party consists of 1 2x ground weakness, 1 2x rock weakness, and 1 4x rock weakness. You need help here, mate. There is no chance of you defeating this gym and earning this badge unless you find some bizarre workaround where you can collect the gym badge without actually getting an official victory. Ash checks out Misty's arse as she leaves, because remember kids, it's not perving if she doesn't see it. Just kidding, he's an absolute creep. Misty leaves Ash with a bill. Instant karma. The gym in Pewter City basically looks like an old B&Q. Now I get that a character sitting in the dark and suddenly being illuminated when they begin speaking is supposed to be ominous, but think of the setup. Brock had no way of knowing that Ash was coming to the gym that day, and he definitely had no way of knowing what time he'd arrive, which means that Brock, to set this up, had to sit in the dark, cross-legged on his little platform from the moment the gym's opening hours began, maybe all the way up until closing time if no one turned up, just sitting in the dark, waiting for a potential challenger to maybe turn up. Because I reckon Pewter City's not that busy all the time, so there could have been an option for nobody to turn up, and Brock's just sitting cross-legged in the dark for the entirety of the day, just to achieve this ominous anime effect. I'm just saying, makes it a little bit less spectacular. Direct quote from Brock. A gym match is different from other battles. This is for Pokemon League authorization. There are special rules. It's not different at all. All you're asking of Ash is that he only used 2 Pokemon, which makes this the same as the battle he had in the previous episode with the Samurai Kid. 2-on-2. It's not a big deal. Brock says that Pikachu is at its cutest stage and therefore cannot win. What does cuteness have to do with power or ability? Have you met Dragonite? The Pewter City Gym's rock-type terrain has to be mechanically wheeled in before each battle. What do they use this building for the rest of the time? Do they rent it out for concerts and stuff? Brock elects to jump down from his platform instead of using his 7 little steps. Wow, he's such a rule breaker. He's so cool. I'm being sarcastic. It's fucking pointless. Pikachu versus Onix. This should be short. After trying to swap itself out for Pidgeotto and being forced back into battle by Ash, Pikachu turns and gives him a look that kind of says, dude, I'm weak to ground. Doesn't matter though. Brock elects for Onix to use Tackle, which is a normal type move. And now he's using Bind. So does this Onix know any ground type moves? Okay, I just did some research, and in the Pewter City Gym, if you face Brock's Onix, the only time it will ever have a ground type move is in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee when you rematch Brock after beating the champion. Any other time you fight Brock's Onix in the Pewter City Gym, it never has a ground type move. That's mad. Also, let's just take a moment to remember how broken Gen 1 Bind was. You couldn't use any moves while you were being affected by it. It was broken as hell. Thundershock against a ground type. That'll show him. Direct quote from good old B-Rock. Such a weak electric attack can't hurt Onix. Correction. No electric attack can hurt Onix. It's a bloody ground type. Ash surrenders, forfeiting his first gym battle. And then he gives up his dream of being a Pokemon master and just goes home. Just kidding. I'm sure we can drag this story out for at least 20 more years. The creepy stranger that sells rocks tells Ash to come with him and leads him to his shed on the outskirts of town. Oh, that sounds a bit unsafe, doesn't it? Ash asks Flint why Brock has never entered a regional championship if he's so good. So Flint takes Ash over to Brock's house to peep at him from the bushes. Turns out Brock has to take care of his 10 brothers and sisters because his father went off on a Pokemon journey and they never heard from him again. And later, his mum passed away. God, imagine if Brock's dad could see just how much the family needed him back. Oh, wait. Ash says he better not listen to any more sad stuff or he might not have the heart to beat Brock. Mate, you can't beat him anyway. When Flint tells Ash his plan to power up Pikachu using a hydroelectric generator, Ash asks Flint, just how do you know so much about Pokemon? To which Flint gets all flustered and is like, I'm just really lucky, I guess. Just be honest. You actually look at the world around you, unlike Ash that doesn't even know his bloody type chart. Ash Ketchum, the 10-year-old child in this situation, is the one who's made to turn the water wheel using his own strength. Whereas Flint, a fully grown adult man, is sitting inside the building watching the little power gauge go up. That's not fair. Misty once again offers to help Ash, obviously wanting to lend him one of her water-type Pokemon to help him beat Brock, but Ash just shuts her down, saying he doesn't want any help, he wants to beat Brock on his own, even though he's more than willing to accept help from Flint. Sexist. Direct quote from Ash Ketchum. I'm gonna get that badge all by myself. Mate, Flint is literally helping you roid your Pikachu up right now. You are doing nothing by yourself. Ash forgets that flying types have a weakness to rock types and poor Pidgeotto pays the price. Not that it matters because obviously, as we said, all of Ash's Pokemon have a weakness in this gym. Pikachu defeats Geodude, a rock and ground type Pokemon, with a single Thunderbolt. No soaking, no shenanigans, just straight up ignores its immunity to electric type attacks. Ash is a hacker, confirmed once again. Pikachu tries using Thunderbolt on Onix and Ash says, hang in there, Pikachu, it's working! Onix is a ground type. How the hell is it working? Nobody noticed that Pikachu's Thunderbolt set the lights on fire and that has now spread to the rafters. Health and safety. Now look, on the subject of the water from the sprinkler system, weakening Onix and allowing Thunderbolt to deal massive damage, or any damage at all for that matter, this is my theory. The water for the sprinkler systems is stored outside in a big outside reservoir that is routinely filled up by water-type Pokemon. Now this water in particular, when it's sprayed onto fire, is the equivalent of using the move Soak on the fire. It turns the fire into water and therefore it's immediately extinguished. Now this water, when it comes through the sprinklers and it hits Onix, is effectively like using the move Soak on Onix. So Onix becomes a water type and therefore is no longer immune to electric attacks and is in fact weak to electric attacks. That all checks out in my book, so I have no problem with this scene. They could have used any other voice actor for the sibling of Brock that speaks directly after Misty speaks, but instead they used Misty's voice actor doing Misty's voice. Brilliant. Ash tells Pikachu to return while Onix is lying on the ground with its chin on the floor. However, in the very next frame, Onix is high enough up to be able to create this camera angle. Geez, for an almost fainted Pokemon, this thing moves fast. Honestly, I'm with Misty on this one. Ash giving up because it wouldn't be a fair win is the dumbest decision he's made so far. So Brock gives Ash the Boulder Badge so that Ash can go and live Brock's dream, even though, spoiler alert, Brock is about to gain the freedom to be able to go and live his dream himself. Not to mention, Brock's dream is to become the world's best Pokemon breeder, which isn't what Ash Ketchum is aiming to do, and if that was what he was aiming to do, he wouldn't need the Boulder Badge. So in the surprise of the century, it turns out that Flint is Brock's dad, his good-for-nothing dad who went off on a Pokemon journey and was never heard from again. Hang on a minute. No. Hang on a minute. So you're telling me that Flint was so embarrassed by failing to become a Pokemon trainer that he came back to his hometown of Pewter City but didn't contact his family. He then watched his wife struggle to raise their 11 children. Then he watched as his 11 children mourned the loss of his wife and their mother, then watched his eldest son struggle to balance earning money for the family with raising his 10 brothers and sisters, and then just turns up like, hey guys, I'm back, remember me, I'm dad. I'd have just oofed him right in the bollocks. But of course Brock just instantly forgives him and starts giving him instructions on how to look after all the kids. Twat. Brock's now a member of the group, which means we might get to use this graphic.
Drying pan! Drying pan!
God, I really am just ripping off everything on her. Misty is still on at Ash about the bike, and rightly so, because he owes her for it, and he's not exchanged any contact information with her. Team Rocket finally dig themselves free of the hole and get stepped on. I tell you what though, Ash and that are lucky nobody stepped on that massive fuck-off drill. Jesus. Hang on. They dug the original hole with shovels. Where did the drill come from? So much like your favourite porno, the episode ends with a shot of a lovely gaping hole as we say goodbye to Pewter City and we all look forward to the next episode. So those were the WTF moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 5, Showdown in Pewter City. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you want to support the channel like these lovely, gorgeous people here do, pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainLiam. And to save money on G Fuel, use code ACE. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.